Recording going. Nice and smooth. That's what we call the lap of shame, right there. He did not see that black flag flying.
Yeah.
He did not see that one, or if he did, it was too late for him. So somebody's off track somewhere bad.
Okay.
And so they were doing a black flag all, and the yellow flag was up here. So I'm going to guess it's down at 1, that somebody overshot and is out in the sand. And once somebody's out there and stuck in the sand, they got to get them out. They can't leave somebody there and let the session continue, because then if somebody else overshoots 1 and goes out in the sand, he's going to fly.
Is that him right over there?
That's him right over there. Get out. So that's why we're doing black flags. I didn't really even point out where the corner workers are. Did you see that guy flying?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Honestly, because we're only here one day, I'm just focusing on more of the driving, and they're probably going to tell us to.
Yeah.
Our session's over. Let's see what he says. Every time they get him, relax. Okay, so while we're sitting here, other than turn 12, which turns into 13, 14, 15, that you were saying that really made more sense. Did the 6 make a little more sense to you?
Yeah.
We're staying left, we're braking, and we're turning in later, so that we've got, that allows us to have a little bit more room on that left-hand side.
Right.
In fact, some of the, a couple of, maybe one of the laps, I didn't even use that extended track
exactly.
space. And that's where I always say, we drive to where the car takes us. I don't want to get people used to using that by driving over there, but if the momentum is taking you there, and you need to open the wheel a little bit to keep your rear end from coming out, use it. You know, we paid for all the track, so we use all the track. But if you don't need to use it, just use what you need. So you kind of get that feel of how that turn feels. And then 10, 11, we're trying to make that just one snake. So we're coming up to 10, we're turning it in, and then as we try and get over on the left-hand side, we're about ready to turn back up the hill for 12, just to try and make that one continuous kind of S, as opposed to turn straight, settle, and turn again. And it doesn't always work for me either, but that's kind of the attempt. So, he was waving the black flag. Let me talk a little bit. Maybe they discussed this in class. Yellow flag can be displayed in a couple of different ways. If it's being held outright like this, it means it's a yellow flag all the entire course. If it's being waved kind of gently, it means somebody in that corner has gone off track, but they're like way far off of the beaten path, so to speak. If they're waving it rigorously, it means that somebody is much more in your line of the track line. All right, that's how they communicate that to you. Similarly, I don't know if they mentioned this, some clubs do it and some don't. I wish they all would. But the debris flag, you know, the yellow, blue, when they display that debris flag, if they're really good corner workers, if they're holding it stationary, it means that there's a solid piece. Somebody's part of the muffler clamp has fallen off and it's in the track, or diffuser or something like that. If they're displaying it but they're wiggling it back and forth, it means there's debris but it's liquid, which is actually more dangerous.
Yeah.
Because number one, you can't always see it, and number two, it's like if it's antifreeze, you're off.
Yeah.
You know, you touch it, you're off. And then on the black flag, black flag all usually is like this, but when he was waving it like that, it meant he wanted to get our attention, and I think he's afraid that if he's just holding it stationary, we wouldn't see it, which is actually a good move, because that movement, you know, catches your eye, and that's the place where they display that black flag with a number, a car number. if somebody has, singularly been naughty, they will display the number as well as the black flag. But seeing them wave it like that is like, okay, it's got to be a black flag all. Yeah, there are eyes and ears for the track, so it's vitally important to know where they are and to be aware of them. But at your level, very first time ever on a track, one day only, I usually don't cover much about corner workers because we just need to work on the basics. My teaching style is to start with a layer and then add a layer and add a layer and add a layer as opposed to dump all of this on.
Here it is, you sort it out.
Yeah, right. So I started this morning, I'm at 32, 32, 32, 33. I started out this morning at 27.
Wow.
Cold. So you'll find that even ratcheting up just a couple of miles an hour will really make a difference. It's not much more that those tires have to grip. And if they have to grip more, they heat up more. I don't know. I'm not much of a NASCAR fan. I don't know if you watch NASCAR. But they'll come into the pits and they'll add 1 pound of tire pressure or whatever. And I always used to think, how on earth does 1 pound of pressure do anything? But at their level, it makes a significant difference. And even after just running HPDEs, when my tire pressure is, and sometimes I've had them get as high as close to 40. Which is not good. They really start to get greasy, and you'll notice it. And pulled off.
Yeah, it's like when we're wheeling. I'll air down to 9 pounds.
Okay.
Beadlock wheels, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll go fine, but then you get to a certain point where there's all the difference in the world. Depending on the obstacle you're on, what have you.
Right.
All the difference in the world. You drop down to 7. It's
right.
But if you only got 9 pounds and you go to 7, that's a huge percentage.
It is.
And it just makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And again, all you're talking about tires, depending on what load rating you're at. Right now, I'm running a set of BFGs, and they're stickies, so they are hugely soft. But and it doesn't really work that well out here.
Right.
In the southeast because we got dirt covered rocks.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, when you go out to Moab where it's just hard surface rock, and it's just crazy, insane grip.
Yeah. One thing I'll mention, we're coming out. We know there's nobody on the track, right? We're coming out. One line is right there. Don't cross it. It's just only the good rule. Every track will have a blend line. We're coming out as pits.
and smooth, you know.
This is a fun car to drive, but it's almost effortless because you don't do any shifting. You can paddle shift, but the DCT learns and knows, and it's so much better than you are. And it's constant power, because when it shifts, it's like shifts in milliseconds.
Right.
So there's absolutely no loss of power. But there's just nothing like shifting yourself. It's just, I don't know. So I'm not going to have a choice when the C806 comes, because this is all we're going to have. There's never going to be another manual transmission in a Corvette.
Yeah.
But the ZL1, I'm going to do a manual one. All right, Nate.